What up, Internet? In today's video, I am gonna share everything you might want to know to travel in Jakarta, maybe even in Lombok and Bali. For the majority of us, we can apply e-visa to travel to Jakarta. And I do recommend you to do the e-visa instead of visa on arrival. With the e-visa, you can go through the outer gate in few minutes. You can also do the visa on arrival, but in some cases, you might need to have to wait for the customs. And you can actually apply e-visa through agent, although they might charge you a little bit higher. But if you have flexible time and you don't know when you will leave Indonesia, then apply through agent is better, because to apply the e-visa, you will need to have the return ticket. If you just stay for a short period of time, like within 7 days, it will be better for you to get your SIM card in your country. And when you buy SIM card, make sure it has phone number, because that is pretty important. But if you will stay for a longer time, I will recommend you to go to local shops to get your SIM card. The price can be 10 times cheaper. If you worry about the Wi-Fi situation, where in airport, in hotel, there will be Wi-Fi, and in airport, when you try to get a taxi, you can also ask the staff to share hotspot. Or you can use your own SIM card's data roaming, just for a few seconds, few minutes. After checking in hotel, you can use hotel's Wi-Fi to book a taxi to go to a local shop. And for sure, you can take a taxi from airport to the shopping mall to get your SIM card. Although you need to be prepared if the shop you are going to is closed. It will be safe if you go to larger shop and you can check the working time in Google Map. If you are from China, you can go to local Bank of China to check the money exchange. The change rate is pretty good, and even if your city doesn't have money exchange, you can also bring your money to Jakarta airport, change for 100 to 200 CNY yuan for taxi and for public transportation, and then take your money to local exchange shop, because their exchange rate usually will be much higher than airport. And you also need to be aware of the weekend of the holiday in case they are not working, by using Google Map. When you arrive at Jakarta airport, you can take the Sky train to transfer for public transportation. But personally, I asked the staff working there to buy the ticket for me, because I have cash and the machine I was using cannot take credit card, and I cannot use Alipay or WeChat to scan and pay. And after arrived at one destination, I did go to another place which is pretty close to buy the KAI card for the metro. And then after taking the metro, I know my hotel is close to the metro station, so I just walk. The other way is you can just take Grab or Bluebird or Gojek. Personally, I would recommend you to use Gojek. And if you decided to take a private car, make sure to tell the driver you will pay for the highway fee, but you will need a receipt, because from my experience, some of them do add ridiculous toll fee and other fee. The reason I recommend you to use Gojek to take a motorcycle or cars or even food delivery is because inside the Gojek there is Gopay. You can top up it in a lot of markets. See here. They will charge you 1,500 for the service fee, but if you are going to use motorcycle, cars, or even order food for more than 10 times, then I also recommend you to subscribe the Plus service. It only charged I think 30,000, but it will provide discount at least 1K per time, and sometimes even 50% discount. And you can cancel the auto renew after subscribe. Not only it can be used to top up your KAI card and a lot of other cards, it can also buy stuff in markets. It can also buy tickets in a lot of places. It also allows you to buy bus ticket in Bali Island. You don't need to worry about the I don't have the change for you situation, but if you're paying cash, they only have 1,000 notes. I know there is 500 coin, but not very common, and for 100 to 100 you also don't have the way to pay it. Actually, if you buy something which costs 2,200, the shop will only charge you 2,000, and if something like 2,800 2,900, they will charge you 3,000. I mentioned I bought a KAI card, right? Supposedly it can only be used for metro, but by accident I found out when I go to the bus station, I can also swipe it and be charged and get in. But from another station, which I directly hop on a bus and I wanted to swipe the card, I'm not sure if I didn't make it right or what, but it doesn't work. The reason I am bringing this up is because If you're going to Jakarta, you might want to hit the Independent Monument. If you want to go inside, you will need to buy a card which costs 30,000. And that card can also be used for the metro, the KAI. It can also be used for the bus station and a lot of other stuff. So if the first day you didn't buy the KAI card, you can actually go to the monument to have fun and then buy a card, because in order to get up you will have to buy the card, and the card can also be used in other museums. But to top up the card, it is a little bit tricky. I heard you can top it up in the tourism place, the bank, but what I did was I went to a bus station and I inserted the card, and I can also top it up, but the amount is fixed and it also charges 1,500 fee. When I arrived at Bali, I tried to rent a motorcycle. The common way I use is I will search motor rental on Google Maps and check the review and then go to the shop to ask. Usually it's okay, but sometimes, like this time in Indonesia, I took a lot of motor taxi to go to different shops because of the price, because they don't have motorcycle anymore. But then I realized, because in Indonesia people use WhatsApp. Previously I mentioned if you buy a SIM card you need a number, right? It's because in Indonesia people use WhatsApp. So in this case, like motorcycle rental, you don't have to go to the shop. You just need to add their WhatsApp number, which usually you can find it on Google Map, and then you just send a message to ask them the price and if they have available bike. Actually this time in Bali I found one. They will even send a motorcycle to my hotel and then pick it up with no extra charge. Okay, then that's it for me today. I hope you have got useful information in this video, and if you have anything to share, share the knowledge to other viewers, you can leave a comment. Bye bye.